Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's a perfect way to end a holiday dinner. Here to share her recipe for cranberry cake, we welcome back Bakes by Brown Sugar blogger Cheryl Norris. Good to see you.
Hi, it's great to be back. Thank you for inviting me back.
Absolutely. You see this, everyone? This is fabulous. It looks just beautiful. So tell me a little bit about it.
So thank you. So this cake I think it's perfect if you don't regularly bake or with all the busyness of the holidays and you want something that's super easy, you can put together really quick, in and out of the oven, and it's perfect for breakfast. I actually think it tastes better the next day. It's like the flavors have had a chance to meld. Sure. Something that's simple and comes together really quickly.
All right, let's make it.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to combine the dry ingredients. So we've got flour, we've got baking soda, a teaspoon of ginger.
Oh, ginger.
Yes, I love ginger.
Okay.
And then half a teaspoon of salt, and we're just going to whisk that together. And then set that aside. Okay. And then for the sugar, so one of the key elements of this recipe is orange zest.
Oh, that makes everything brighter, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, and that nice citrusy flavor. So one of the things I always do anytime I'm zesting a lemon or orange, I zest it directly into the sugar.
Okay.
As opposed to onto a cutting board or a plate, because there are oils in here, and when you zest it onto a plate or a piece of wax paper, you lose all those oils.
Right.
So I zest it. You're going to zest an entire orange. Okay. And when you're zesting, you want to make sure that you don't go down to the white part. So this is what the orange looks like
when you don't do that.
Yeah, so you see all the yellow and orange and everything. So
because the white part is just kind of
it's bitter.
It's bitter.
Yeah, and so you want the zest, the orangey taste of the zest, and by zesting it right into the sugar, you're also getting those oils captured into here too, because they're going directly in the bowl.
I had never thought of that. Okay.
So
this is when you don't want to do mise en place. Like you don't want to have it in a little cup ready to go.
Because you're losing that.
Yeah,
and also, if you do it too far in advance, it starts to dry out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you're going to zest that entire orange, but then the next step of this is you work this into the sugar with your fingers. Yes. And you get more of that orange essence into the entire dish. One of my favorite sayings is fat equals flavor. So when you think about the oil in the oranges, making sure you capture that, you get more of that.
Right.
You can
that makes
smell
sense. Oh, that smells good.
Yes, and that was just with a part of the orange. Right. For the recipe, you're zesting the entire orange.
Right, okay. Gosh, that smells great. Okay.
So then we're going to add, oops, drop the butter. We're going to add the butter. So it's a whole stick of butter. Okay. Into here. And don't throw this away, because what you're going to do with this now is you're going to take it and you're going to butter your pan.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
So it's an easy way to butter your pan, get all that butter that you normally use.
Do you prefer butter? Well, might as well use it since you've got it. I was going to say, do you prefer that to the spray? But if you're going to use a whole stick of butter, why not use the what?
Yeah, and it's a little less messy than the spray. But if you have the spray, that works too. But I say use all the butter that you can. So you use
that's my saying too.
Yeah.
Use all the butter
you can.
Yeah, I like that.
Make the best use of your ingredients. So now we're going to go ahead and just
the butter is a little soft.
Oops. Yeah, that's what you don't want to do. Yeah. Get sugar all over it. Yeah, so the butter is at room temperature. So room temperature butter is typically between 65 and 68 degrees. So when we say room temperature butter, we really do mean room temperature. And so to this, we then add 2 eggs. Okay. So with eggs, what I like to do is crack them into a separate bowl.
That way you find the shell, right?
Yes, yes. And if you ever do get shell into the eggs, the best way to scoop it out is actually with the shell itself.
Sure, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay. So you don't need to beat the eggs, just put them in there. Okay.
Go ahead and put those in.
And beat them now.
Yeah, beat them, yeah.
Yeah, I've done this many times where I get the shell into something and I've learned the hard way. Okay, do it separately, Helen. Yeah. Try not to be lazy.
You know, it's when you're in the midst of you stuff going on in the kitchen, and you're like, oh, I'll just crack those. I've done that before too, and it's like then you get shell, and you're like, oh, I should have done what I knew to do.
Don't take the shortcut when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we now have the eggs, and now for the flour, so we have the flour mixture. So we're gonna add this in 3 batches, and we're gonna alternate with the sour cream.
Okay.
Oops. So we got the sour cream here, and
you want me to spin? I can. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. So we're just gonna mix it on low. So anytime you mix in flour, you want to do it on low for 2 reasons. One, so it doesn't go everywhere.
Yeah.
But also, after you add the flour, you never want to overbeat your batter, because that can toughen it up with the gluten development.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So you always want to do, when you add the flour, just add that on.
So you put in half the sour cream.
So I'm just gonna, because of time, I'm just gonna add the rest of this, and then I'll add the sour cream.
Okay. And once you add the sour cream, what goes next? Cranberries?
Yep, the cranberries.
Cranberries. So you said half of them?
Yep.
I think that's half. Or maybe a little more.
Yeah, it's about
Okay.
half.
So you grew up baking. You just always
Yes,
loved to bake as a kid.
I do, yeah. My mom taught
mom.
me, but listening to stories from my mom and my aunts, my grandmother was a big baker. I never got to meet her.
Yeah.
She passed away before I was born. Actually, my 2 uncles, my mom's brothers, were some of the best cooks.
Oh, really? Great.
Yeah. My uncle had this recipe for potato salad that he would not let anybody see him make. We would go into the kitchen and we had to peel the potatoes and chop up the ingredients, but then he kicked everybody out of the kitchen when he mixed everything up.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm going to, while you
Okay.
continue, because I'm going to try this. So once you put, then you put the rest of the
Yep.
cranberries on top?
Yep. You just sprinkle those on top.
What temperature for how long?
You bake at 350 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes.
Cheryl, we're going to put the recipe on our website at ka2u.com, and we'll be right back with more.